Hi, Anne Basco here, yoga therapist in the Seattle area. Another short video from the yoga therapy perspective. I'd like to invite you to think about breathing a little bit more. It's one of the things I talk about the most and that I feel like I need to talk about more because what I see is people that are coming into yoga class, maybe new to yoga, maybe not new to yoga, but the breathing skill isn't always progressing. It's not always evolving or maturing. And I think it's really important to develop a sense of deeper connection with your breathing. And the tricky part about breathing is that it's pre-wired through your central nervous system to always be happening, even when you're in your deepest REM sleep. So I'd like to give you just a few little pointers to consider about your breathing. Maybe it's a short intervention at your desk to help you just reinitiate some of the breathing muscles and to take a deeper breath. So I'm going to back up away from the screen a little bit. Give me a moment. When you practice a breathing strategy, you want to be able to sit upright, which may not always be happening well at your desk, right? If you're seeing this sitting at a desk or sitting on the couch or wherever it is that you see this, that you're witnessing this, the shape of your posture, the uprightness of your posture has an effect on the space that your breath can move into. If you round your spine, the ribs are sinking down deep into the abdomen, and the diaphragm isn't going to have access to movement. So one of the main things about breathing well is to be able to develop and promote a healthy posture in your spine, not just for the outward appearance of it, but more for the function of accessing a full and three-dimensional breath. I have my skeleton here today, and you can see that the rib cage is sort of round. It's not the best view for you, but you know that it's sort of, you know your rib cage is a little bit round, and that your ribs move when you breathe, right? I'm going to turn it again so you can see me. I'd like to invite you, if your shoulders and wrists allow it, to bring your palms or your fingertips or both to your waist. I have my thumbs wrapped around the back a little bit. Find your ribs, your lower ribs near your waist, and start to just rest your hands there. And then start to take a deep enough breath so that your hands can kind of glide with the expansion on the inhale and the narrowing on the exhale. The inhale expands the waist, the ribs, and the exhale narrows. So start to get the sense that your ribs move outward and move inward as you breathe, every time you breathe. And if you're not thinking about your breathing, the movements are very tiny, very minimal, barely there, right? So it's important to get some nice deep breaths from time to time. I'm not even beginning yet to talk about yogic breathing. I just want you to start to get the sense that the ribs move when you breathe, right? So they can get wider and narrower. And from the profile, the ribs can move out to the front and the back, away from midline, and return. And the ribs, to a tinier degree, get a little bit taller on the inhale, and then shrink down on the exhale. So 3 dimensions of breath movement, 3 dimensions of breath movement, right? Try that for a few moments on your own. Maybe take 20, 25 breaths. If your hands don't jam into your ribs like this because your shoulders are tighter, it's uncomfortable, just let your palms rest on the front and just exaggerate the movement. Take it all the way to about 20, 25 breaths without rushing. Just take your time. And I'd like to invite you to try this once a day. Breathe into your ribs, into your waist, 20 to 25 times once a day until next week. Thank you for listening. Namaste.